After a tough week 1, we're back for week 2 of the PPL, where we'll be going up against 𝗭𝗿𝗂 and his New York Marauders. Despite not having an S tier, his team is balanced across the board and full of threat. 𝗭𝗏𝗄 is the best hazard setter in the game. Latias and 𝗭𝗿𝗂 offer great versatility, especially with 𝗭𝗏𝗄 being able to terra into a grass type. 𝗭𝗏𝗄 is always hard to switch into, and 𝗭𝗏𝗄 and Electrode can pivot very freely on my team to allow it to come in. alolan Ninetales offers Veil support, while Registeel and 𝗭𝗏𝗄𝗄 are both solid defensive checks to my team. However, I can't really see Torterra, 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗃 and his second Terra captain, Dusclops, coming to this game. With that said, the 6 I think that are coming are 𝗭𝗏𝗏, 𝗭𝗏𝗄, 𝗭𝗏𝗄, alolan Ninetales, 𝗭𝗏𝗄𝗄, and then either Latias or 𝗭𝗏𝗄 and Electrode. Probably the latter, just to pivot things in easier. To start off our team, we have our primary breaker Ceruledge. With the air balloon, we can set up a Swords Dance on 𝗭𝗏𝗄 and 𝗭𝗏𝗄𝗄 instead of just dying immediately to him. Bitterblade and Poltergeist hits everything on his team incredibly hard, and really Psycho Cut is only there for 𝗭𝗏𝗄𝗄 if it's running a one-time use item. This set can't really hit 𝗭𝗏𝗏, but priority seems very likely, and there's a good chance I'll switch, as I can actually set up on quite a few different Pokemon on Drew's team. Next up, we have Ribombee making its debut. Sticky Web is vital for our game plan, and with 𝗭𝗏𝗄 being his only removal, there's definitely a chance they can stay up all game. Stun Spore is really just here to slow down the likes of a Rock Polish 𝗭𝗏𝗄 or of Lati, whilst the combination of Moonblast and Energy Ball hits most of the mons on Drew's team. Outside of webs, Ribombee is very expendable and really only helps with outspeeding Latias should it come, due to it not being affected by the webs. This next Pokemon was incredible in mocks, either sweeping entirely or claiming enough to win with something else. Hisuian Braviary with Terra Flying is virtually impossible for Drew to switch into, and after an agility, it can just win if we remove 𝗭𝗏𝗄𝗃 early on. Psychic is very spammable if there's no Latias, as is Hurricane, but it's a lot less reliable, and Heat Wave makes sure that Registeel takes a chunk. Life Orb Sheer Force does so much damage in this game, it didn't make sense to give that up for Tinted Lens, despite it making Hurricane even more free. Currently our team is very frail and struggles a lot with Rock Polish 𝗭𝗏𝗄, so Assault Vest Raging Bolt is coming to help to deal with that. Although we could just get poisoned by a Mortal Spin or a Toxic, we don't really have any better options, since this Terra Grass means that we can't check it with Slowking. And our investment means we should be able to 1v1 any set, and we can even use this as bait for Latias, since we can take 2 Dracos and Draco it back in return. Dual Stab is realistically all I need in this game, so triple electric is going to go crazy, allowing Raging Bolt to revenge kill and pivot all in one set. This is going to be our biggest tank in this game and could be crucial to us winning or losing. Of course, Raging Bolt can't be without their Paradox partner, so Great Tusk comes to this game as a defensive tank. Close Combat and Ice Spinner is near enough perfect coverage, and Rapid Spin is definitely a necessity this week due to the sheer amount of hazards that Drew has on his squad. This is also the reason we're running Boots this week, since we don't want our remover to be worn down by the one thing it's meant to remove. And Bulk Up is here. It's a bit weird, but on this set it proved helpful in mocks, taking physical hits even better due to our relatively low defense investment, and also was able to sweep a couple of games as well. Last but certainly not least, we have Adrenaline Orb zarude. This set has one job: set up a Swords Dance on an incoming 𝗭𝗏𝗄𝗄, proc the Adrenaline Orb off the Intimidate, and create an absolute chasm in Drew's team. This will require Registeel going down and probably 𝗭𝗏𝗄𝗃 as well, but I don't think there's a good chance of Registeel coming, and 𝗭𝗏𝗄𝗃 we will live one Ice Shard pretty comfortably. Power Whip plus Acrobatics basically has no checks on Drew's team outside of the Registeel, and should at worst pick up a few KOs. I went back and forth between Synthesis and Jungle Healing, but opted for Synthesis as the extra health helped me a lot more than the status removal that may not even be an issue should I not get staticked by Electrode or Will-O-Wisped by the Tauros. And that's going to be a team for this week. It's a little more setup reliant than I would have liked, but hopefully it's enough to overwhelm Drew's team and pick up the W. Make sure to check out Drew's channel and his side of the battle. He's been making amazing content for more years than I can remember, and is one of the nicest guys in the community. And as always, please think about leaving a like and subscribing if you're enjoying the content. The support is greatly appreciated. And with that out of the way, let's get into the battle. Okay, so here we are for the battle against Drew. He brings pretty much the 6 that was expected. This is actually the 6 that, after the 𝗏𝗏𝗃 got dropped out of the team, this is what I mocked against Ellie. I'm a little bit surprised that he brought the alolan Ninetales. As much as good, it also did give my alolan Sandslash the weather that potentially could have meant that I swept his entire team. But yeah, I think the plan probably stays the same. I want to say it's going to be like a lead 𝗭𝗄𝗄𝗄, and if that's the case, I do want to lead off with my Raging Bolt. It's quite an offensive team I've got this week, so we do need to get the webs up pretty early. I don't want to lead off with it turn 1, just because I think that 𝗭𝗄𝗄𝗄 being a very plausible lead means that it would be a little bit suboptimal. If we see the Mamoswine lead, we could be in for a bit of a rough time, because we don't switch into that mon, just at all. Nothing on our draft outside of Weezing did, but Weezing looked pretty poor in general in this matchup. It didn't exactly... it was good against maybe the 6 that he brought here, but it wasn't very good in general, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that in, see what he wants to lead off with. He does bring both a Dragon and a Electric immunity, which is a little bit annoying. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll work our way around it. I was hoping to not see one or the other. Yeah, good luck, have fun to 𝗭. He, on his day, is exceptionally good. So, we have to be on our A game here. He does lead off with the 𝗭𝗄𝗄𝗏. Are you just going to be standard lead 𝗭𝗏𝗏? I think regardless, I want to click Draco. If he does go out into yellow Ninetales, that would be tough. But I don't want to let this just kind of do whatever it wants, and this is my check to it. So, what do we see? Claritin, is that going to be the Ninetales? That is going to be the Ninetales. That's a little bit annoying. I was like, yeah, I could just Volt on this first turn. I should have just Volted the first turn. But it's fine. It's all good. Blizzard shouldn't do too much to me, and he should just want to set up his Veil. So I am going to Volt Switch, get my Ribombee in and set up my webs, because this is definitely the easiest thing I can set up webs on. There's not a lot else on his team that realistically I'm able to do it effectively against. So, and if he doubles into Mamoswine, that's just a good play. He won't know what item I am, he just freeze dries. This shouldn't do a lot. Yeah, that does nothing. No freeze as well, excellent. That did very little, so I assume this is going to be HP invested at the very least. And I'm just going to go into Ribombee. I'm going to stick to the plan and just set up my webs. There's no way he would want to Terror in front of this mon as well, so yeah, I'm just going to set up the webs here, see what he wants to do. We should always be faster than this. We're faster than 𝗭𝗄𝗄𝗏 unless it's Choice Scarf. This, in fact, does outspeed his entire team, and he does not have a Moonblast switch in. Outside of 𝗭𝗭𝗏, but if that Terrors, then he doesn't have a Moonblast switch in anymore. Okay, so I assume Veil's probably going up here. Maybe just Moonblast. Okay. In that case, I kind of just want to... I could Stun Spore here. Is there a switch that I can make that would be more beneficial for me? Not particularly. I think I'm better off just staying in and clicking a button. And if he does go into 𝗭𝗄𝗏 here, absolutely fine. Like paralyzing that thing, because it's very annoying for me to deal with anyway, would be really nice. So yeah, gonna get a Stun Spore off, and hopefully this won't be able to set anything up later. I'm gonna assume that he's maybe just not Veil by the way he's playing this. I guess I'll Moonblast. I'll just Moonblast and Moonblast and Moonblast. Getting a reasonable amount off, I would say. Not a great amount, but a reasonable amount. Do I want to keep this mon around just because it's actually quite nice to keep the webs? Maybe, but like, what's my switch in? I don't want to lose my Air Balloon on this at all, so... man, I guess I kind of just got to go for the Moonblast again, right? We're doing like no damage, but getting the chip off on this is always going to be really nice. Is there a reason why he's doing this, though? Honestly, I don't think so, but I'm just going to go for another Moonblast. Special attack drop, yeah, means that maybe we can live this next Moonblast. I don't think we will. Okay, I'm just wondering like how much other pieces on my team is going to take from this. I want to keep this, I think, just to be able to set up webs later. So I could go into my Braviary, right? I could go Braviary. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. If he just happens to freeze dry on this turn, so be it, but I do want to keep this around just on the off chance that I'll be able to set up my webs later should he Mortal Spin my my things away. Okay, he's going to switch. And goes, well, that couldn't have gone much worse, could it? He's going to get caught in a sticky web. Do we outspeed this now? We would not if it's just max. I don't have all that much interest, I think, in taking that. And he could just be Mortal Spin here. There's a strong chance that it will just be Mortal Spin. I can't stop that no matter what, so I think I just go into my dedicated check to this mon and see whether or not he wants to Terror. Because if he Terrors, then it's always good just to... Okay, he's going to double. And what's coming out? We do be going around in circles here. This is the world's slowest Ninetales right now. If I let Mamo in on this, it becomes a 50-50 as to whether he clicks Earthquake or the Ice move. I'm going to T-Bolt no matter what. As he lets this go down. Nope, this somehow lives. I mean, I guess that's actually better for me. Special attack drop. I'm going to Volt. If he goes into Mamo, he goes into Mamo. Perhaps I should have predicted the Mamo coming in here. Okay, I didn't. So Ninetales go down. There's no screens. Whether or not he was screens remains to be seen. He wasn't Boots because he took the Sticky Web. I'm going to go into you regardless, and if he goes out into 𝗭𝗿𝗂𝗲, I can Psycho Cut that thing. Does do a good amount of damage. It doesn't kill by any means. I could also double into my Raging Bolt on that as well. He doesn't have a Draco switch in, so I've got to remember that, because Draco becomes incredibly free. Air Balloon shuts down 2 of his mons here, or could potentially shut down 2 of his mons. So he's got to be careful around this. I've got to be careful about preserving my balloon because of the way it interacts with his team. He could go out into Hisuian Electrode, but we get to see whether or not he's Boots. We do have a really good switch in as well in Raging Bolt that he doesn't switch into particularly well. It's going to be Benadryl. Okay. Raging Bolt has taken a fair chunk. It's taken a pretty good amount. But now I really don't want to be taking any more damage, so yeah, I am going to go ahead and do this. Like, by all means I will be quicker than that 𝗭𝗿𝗂𝗲, but I don't want to be doing anything right now. 209, 2133, so we definitely live another one. And we can just Draco here. There is no drawback whatsoever to Dracoing. And as long as we have zarude, then we still have a relatively good switch into the Hisuian Electrode. Again, it doesn't allow too much to come in. Earth Power will not knock me out from here. And just on the off chance that he decides to Terra Grass, like, I don't think he wants to Terra right now, but just on the off chance that he does, and we take unnecessarily stupid amounts of damage, so that's going to do a very, very good chunk. As he's just going to set up rocks. Okay. I do think I have to Draco again here, just because. The situation that I'm in. Do I have 2 Draco again? Let me just see. Raging Bolt, Draco. This thing has HP investment from the looks of it. So now we're at -2. Looks like T-Bolt will kill. Volt Switch would be a roll. I could just Volt out into Rabombi, but actually Rabombi doesn't look too bad at this point. So I think the better play is just a T-Bolt. And if he goes out into Mamo, then that is unfortunate. Okay, Electrode comes in. It is 𝗭𝗿𝗂𝗲𝗄𝗏. Okay, nice. We do resounding 2 damage. But regardless, this gives me the slow Volt Switch. I'd be interested to know what this is. Goes for a Grass Knot, that shouldn't do too much. Yeah, that doesn't do a lot at all. Actually, surprisingly high amount of damage considering it's a resist. I think this may be the time. If I'm gonna do it, I think it's got to be now. So I'm gonna click SD here. Very happy I went with Synthesis over Jungle Healing, unless he T-Waves me. If he T-Waves me, then I'm a fucking idiot. And he would have to be close combat. If it's the 𝗭𝗿𝗂𝗲𝗏 switch in, okay. So no doubt Power Whip will kill here. As long as I land, of course. I don't think that will save him. +2 to Terra Grass, max HP, should not save him. Good job, Zarude. T-Spikes go up, but at some point we should be able to remove them. If he goes out into Tauros, I think I'll just take my damage, because he probably is going to be like physically defensive, right? So yeah, in comes the Tauros. Intimidates me, which procs my Adrenaline Orb. We're still at +1. He's Air Balloon. Interesting. Well, I'm just going to Acrobatics, because if you're not like max HP, then you probably do just die here. This is a really cool bring, by the way. I respect this. I mean, I didn't bring Earthquake on my ground type anyway, because it didn't have a great matchup into the rest of his team, or it was okay, but that's just going to kill. Nice. Not even a crit, I don't think. Do we see a crit? We don't see a crit. Okay, Zarude popping off. That's 2 for Zarude. Are you able to sweep from here? Potentially. We will have to see. What's he got left? Bro, what is left on Drew's team here? If he goes to Electrode, I can probably SD again, because I don't think, with no item. I mean, it doesn't do enough. But he also shouldn't be able to do too much to me. Flanace. I mean, I could get staticked if he is static, but we will be faster. Now, at least. We're not going to pick up the KO. There's the static, okay. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Foul plays me, doesn't do a lot. I'm going to Synthesis once. If we're +1 and paralyzed, we hit 224 speed. Can we get the Synthesis off? We can. Okay, I do wish I was Jungle Healing right now. Jungle Healing would have just won the game from here, but, you know, is what it is. Not a lot you can do about it. And I'm just going to Acrobatics. Mamo, if it's Life Orb, would kill me. I'm at 324, so yeah, I think I would be too low. That is if he's never Melt Ice. If he's Life Orb, it definitely kills me. If he's neither, then we should always live Adamant. Mamo comes in. You're stuck in a web, so I might actually still be faster. It will come down to paras. The Ice Shards. Oh, that does a lot. And we are going to land Power Whip. Okay, so Mamo goes down. And I don't think we can lose to Samurott by itself. Dopamine the Unrivaled. What a sick ass name. That is also stuck in a web. And I'm still at +1 to a Samurott. I just want to check. I don't want to fuck anything up here. In fact, we can just come in afterwards. Yeah, I'm just going to Power Whip. Razor Shells. That doesn't knock me out. Does get a defense drop. And we get powered. That's a little tough. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think he had to be Scarf. Like, we should always live 1. I think the play is always to Rapid Spin first, just to ensure, like, if anything crazy happens, that we still are fine. Oh, he was fast. Oh, he was slower even. That's weird. Is he banded? No. If he's not choice locked. Okay, that's going to be game. I probably overthought that endgame a little bit, but at the same time, yeah, at the same time we were positioned weirdly. I know I was faster on my Great Tusk, so maybe he was like Adamant Scarf. No, I don't know. I think he was Adamant Scarf, but he was creeping something else that for whatever reason my Great Tusk was able to outspeed. Gonna pick up, what's that, a 5-0 win, I think, against Drew. Much needed after a terrible week 1. I think we played this game so much better, as I think we've just disconnected on the way out. Yeah, we have. Is it going to show me what the score was? Because I think it was a 5-0. It was what 𝗭𝗿𝗂𝗍 stayed alive. It was only zarude that went down. So yeah, big win, week 2. Love to see it. But back on our bullshit after a bullshit week 1. Go make sure check out Drew's side. That was almost English. If you enjoyed Battle, please like, subscribe, all that. And until next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.